Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of 12 Days of Workplace Wisdom, Reflections, Realities, and Resets to wrap 2025, yes, Lord, and Power 2026. I am joined today by another Trap Chat and anything I do participant, co-host, co-conspirator, co-support, everything. My dear friend, Kristina Minyard. For those of you who don't know, she is the principal talent acquisition consultant at H Recruit LLC, and also a fractional head of people. So, welcome.
Thanks, friend. And yeah, I'm here. I'm here for whatever needs to be done. I'm your girl.
You know, we really could have done like all of these while you guys were here the other week. But if you here, I'll just put it like this: if you hadn't come, there probably would have been a December Trap Chat. So.
Well, I'm glad that I was there. I'm glad there's a December Trap Chat. I look forward to it every year, as I'm sure your followers and listeners do as well. But they would have been in for a treat if we would have recorded in person together.
They would have. So let's jump in. We're going to start with reflections because we have to, reflect before we can move forward. What trends or shifts in talent acquisition stood out to you as the most defining this year? Anything from candidate experience to job seeker expectations to hiring team behaviors to technology shaping the function, whatever stood out most to you.
Okay, obviously my answer is going to be AI, just because I feel like, is that the only thing we've talked about this year in the TA space? Because it feels like that's all we've talked about. It's either been AI, layoffs, or candidates who have, applied to hundreds of jobs and they can't get a job. But AI somehow is at the center of all of that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I appreciate that sentiment. I got tired of AI earlier I think than everyone else did, because I think we had ran it into the hole, and there were more important things that we needed to be talking about. Instead of buying new products, we still needed to get people hired, especially recruiters who were looking for jobs. But there's my soapbox. I'm going to get off of it now.
It seems weird though. Like you and I both know that AI has had a component in recruiting for probably like 15 years now or more. It's just that right now it's a hot topic for every line of business, for every function, every department. And so it's like, we have really amped it up. Like it's on steroids right now. And no one's learned how to really make it do what we need it to do to make our lives easier yet. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like overwhelmed by the excitement and hype of it in the midst of trying to just help people get hired.
That's fair. Oh, I'm interested in this one because I actually don't know the answer. What did this year teach you about the evolving relationship between recruiters, hiring managers, and candidates? And then were there any moments that changed how you think about TA overall?
I think what this year taught me the most, and this isn't like a super positive answer, but I think what it taught me is that there is such a lack of trust in the job search now. Job seekers are against all these like scams. They are, doing easy applies that they think is going to help them get hired faster. And that's actually not what's happening. I even got a text message today that was like something like, I am a recruitment specialist from Indeed and you were recommended to us and we'll pay you $120 an hour minimum, like there's so much out there that's not real. And then again, we're throwing AI into it and candidates aren't hearing back from people. And so it has just completely destroyed any trust that we had from job seekers to the recruiters. And then it bleeds into the recruiter hiring manager relationship because we're the ones talking to these people and knowing that they like have a real goal. They're really trying to get hired. They don't understand why they're not getting hired. And then you have hiring managers who are still operating off of information that maybe was accurate 7 years ago or so, but updated their way of thinking. So they're not adapting to what's changing in the market.
No.
All of that combined just makes me sit back and say, how can we rebuild the trust? How can we be more transparent so that both sides, candidates and hiring managers, trust us and we can get people hired?
Well, you know how I feel about trust. So it is the T in trap. So
I love that. I love that.
I try. We all try. But until we get an opportunity to drive our own function, I think we're going to continue to have these challenges and these issues and these, these misconceptions, these misgivings. And it's going to there's only about this much left anyway, as far as trust is concerned. So I say let it break all the way and then we can rebuild.
Well, and another thing that we're up against is that anyone who's ever found a job before thinks that they're qualified to give candidates advice. And I love that people want to help people find a job. But I sat in at a meeting just this week where that is the purpose of that group of people, is they want to help you navigate your job search. They want to help you from being overwhelmed, from getting too down on yourself. I love that too, except for some of the advice was very dated advice that no longer applies. And so I'm like, they don't know it no longer applies. They think that they're doing good in the community, right? They're setting out to do something nice. And then these people are operating off of this advice, and it's chaos. It's chaos.
Well, I'm glad they invited you into the conversation. So that's a plus. They're trying. I'm gonna give them a 6. All right.
I love that.
All right, let's shift a little bit to the realities. All right. This has changed since I sent you the questions. So we've got new numbers. 1.17 million job cuts have been announced through November, which is a 54% increase from this time in 2024. They're saying tech has been hit the hardest due to AI-driven restructuring, followed by retail and services, with cost cutting and AI adoption cited as the top reasons. All right. So what realities are recruiters actually facing now, and how, if in any way, should they adjust their approach in this environment?
Okay, one, I can't believe the numbers changed because you literally just sent me this yesterday. So
the numbers finally came out after I was complaining about the numbers not being out. So they finally came out.
Okay. I think that we always have to adapt to whatever's going on in the market. And because now we have access to data sooner, the market is changing in a rapid pace. And so it's like you could drive yourself crazy trying to figure out, what do I need to adjust today? What do I need to adjust this week, this month, this quarter? But you really have to take into consideration what candidates are telling us are happening. What they are saying is their experience. We have to believe them, and we have to figure out how we plug that into why we exist, why our position as a recruiter exists in this whole equation. And on top of that, though, I think that you have got to find the facts that are relevant to what you're trying to do. Because I personally have strong opinions that the AI-centered restructure is kind of BS. I don't think that's happening because I'm not seeing departments able to turn on their AI and automate something that needs to get done and it be great. That we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're not there yet with the AI. So maybe touting the same thing that you're hearing as a surface level headline is probably not serving you well as a recruiter either. So really figure out what's relevant to you and who your audience is and run with that.
I love that. I love that
all the time.
I love that. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I actually had recently sent this to another person that was asking for some feedback on something they were writing. And I was like, well, and it was very AI heavy because that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But it bears repeating what you just said. which is a fact. I mean, that MIT report saying that 95% of generative AI pilots are failing at companies. 95%. And then when you have companies that are, I'm going to call them out. I hope they don't sue me.
Allegedly.
No, it's news. Like, it's true, but I probably might. Well, there's a certain consulting company that gets paid a whole lot of money to do things, especially in the TA and HR world or landscape, and they've been caught multiple times. Another time, like a few days ago, using AI to write reports. So, like, the information is not real. The data is not true. These numbers are not true, which is why we're getting things like AI is going to take your job. No, AI is not going to take your job because we can't even figure out how to use it correctly.
Oh yeah, no, it's
reality. That's the reality. You kind of touched on it in my last question, but from your vantage point, what are the biggest truths TA teams need to accept about today's hiring landscape, and then what outdated assumptions do we need to let go?
Listen, so I think really on a basic level, if you peel it all back, the hiring challenges that we have today are the same hiring challenges we've always had. We have just added a layer of AI on top of it. We've added a layer of, you have companies who think it should be done this way because AI told us this, so go do it this way. But really, the bottom line is, we are still trying to help hiring managers see the value of a candidate that we found for their roles. And we've just thrown all these other things on top of it. So in a way, the kind of old school thinking or the outdated thinking is not really outdated. It's just repackaged.
I know this is not in the script that we kind of came up with, but
we are going off the cuff.
But you're using real words. You're using real words. You're like, a candidate that we found for you. Like, I can't tell you how many recruiters do not source, or how many people think sourcing is just the people who review the resumes that come in when you posted and prayed. Like, people are not searching for candidates. They're not.
That's wild to me. That is so wild to me. And I think that is something that we have always had a problem with as like this bigger existing team of recruiters, is that we're not agreeing on the process or the same language at all. So we're talking about two different things all the time. And it's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, that blows my mind. I cannot imagine sitting down and talking with a recruiter who is not sourcing. What?
No, I can, because, I came from the 1900s, of course, where we were really just starting to have sourcers and recruiters be different functions. And then so the sourcers supported recruiters. I'm not saying they were subordinate to them, but the sourcers supported the recruiters, and the recruiters could trust that the people that the sourcers found were the ones that they needed to talk to. Like, I know sourcers who were the best people, like the best sourcers I've ever seen, and they never picked up the phone. They never called anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm using an outdated word because we don't call people really anymore, but like, they never made contact outside of, are you a real person? Like, and I'm being facetious, but like, are you a real person? Are you interested in this job? Cool. I'm sending you to this person. The end. Like, that was the gist of their conversation with that person. But yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And it has to be evident for recruiting teams, especially those of us who are a little bit older or have a little bit more experience. Those of us that consider ourselves the senior, the principal, the manager, the lead, the whatever, we're the TA leaders. It should be evident that your team is not sourcing when they don't even look at the internal talent that already exists in your organization. If that's how you make good sourcers.
Yeah, 100%. And I do think that there's still a model that's effective when you have like a sourcer and a recruiter. But I can't imagine as a recruiter ever giving up sourcing, because it's just,
They don't do it.
We've been through all these ups and downs. I've been doing this for 20 years now. You've been doing this for 20 plus years now.
No.
But there've been times when you post a job and you get inundated with applications, and sometimes you post a job and you get no applications. And right now we're back in a time, and from the work that I do. So I can't speak, general for the whole industry, but I'm getting inundated with applications. But some of them appear to be AI bots. Some of them appear to be, I do work that requires security clearances.
Yeah.
And I am getting offshore resumes.
Well, they always did, but
at a much higher rate than ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
Yes. That's a whole conversation, breaking down how to recognize a fake candidate, the same way that we train, or same way that we are counseling or guiding job seekers on how to recognize what's a fake job. We need to be doing a better job of ourselves calling out what are fake resumes, what are fake people. And it's not as simple as a person used Chat GPT or used Claude or used some tool. There's a million of them to help them with their resume, and it looks just like your job description because they're not good at prompts.
Right.
There's a whole difference between that and the fact that you can't tell that this is
also Chat GPT, by the way. So that I'm sorry. You were making an excellent point, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Good job. But I say that all the time. I'm like, I tell recruiters all the time, stop complaining about AI generated resumes when your job description, they got it from your job description. Like, it's your job description.
Or if you were sourcing, you did an AI generated sourcing message that you sent to people, or you dropped a resume in there and said, does this resume match this job description? So come on. I mean, I just, in that meeting that I was at Tuesday, we talked about AI in your job search. And, and I kind of start off with like, what are you using AI for today? Because I want to understand what's your level of knowledge.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room, every time I ask that question, has an example of how they've used it. Now, sometimes it's just making a meal plan for the week, but people are using it all the time. And it's the hottest topic for every business. You can't scroll through LinkedIn without seeing something about AI, but then you're also going to be mad at the candidates for using AI. Like, what? Are we in the upside down? I don't know what's happening.
Yes, we are. Okay. That's a great shifting point, because we're going to reset. Reset. As we wrap 2025, what resets should TA teams and individual recruiters take to stay aligned with the business, improve candidate engagement, and elevate the function's strategic value?
Okay, so I think this sounds really simple, but I think it's really important. And maybe you need to do it more than once a year, but once a year for sure. I think you have to personally reset your why. Like, why do you recruit? What are you trying to accomplish? What do you enjoy about this role? What are you working towards? And then take that and apply it to what you're trying to educate your internal teams on, whether it's recruiters that you're training to help spot those fake candidates, whether it's hiring managers that you're training on, how quickly they should be reviewing resumes, whatever it is. Because if you reset that why, your why, I guarantee you, your recruiter why fits into the business. So you reset that, run with it, you're going to make some progress.
Okay. Once again, I ask a question that answers my next question. Like, if you ever wanted to know if I'm a real person or if I'm an AI bot, like, I totally ask 15 questions in one, and every single time.
I'm a double texter. I feel like that proves that I'm not.
And I always lead. My questions always lead into the next question. Like, I always anticipate what your answer is going to be, and it's the next question. So give me a different answer, because this is literally the same question. As we power into 2026, what's one piece of year-end wisdom you give TA leaders who want to build resilient, high trust, I'm using your word, high impact teams in the midst of constant change?
Okay, so to give a different answer.
Yes.
Because you told me to.
Yes.
I think you need to spend time listening to your team. You need to hear from your team what their concerns are, and you need to be open about your plans to help mitigate those concerns. Give them the opportunity to tell you what tools and support they feel like they are lacking, and then work on solving it. Because if you don't create that space to have those conversations, even if at the end of the day you don't buy a new tool or something like that, you're going to have burnout recruiters and not know it. And then you're not going to get your jobs filled because your recruiters are going to be surviving and not thriving.
I love that. Thank you.
I got a tambourine.
Oh, don't tell anyone. The Grinch's heart just melted a bit.
I was like, did you break the tambourine?
No, I said something holiday, like festive, like.
I'm so glad. I was worried that the holidays were completely.
I'm a mean one. Like I told you, I'm not even wearing any holiday clothes this year. So we'll see. Woo!
Maybe by the end of the 12 days, you'll
I think so. Maybe I'll bring out at least a headband or something. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move on to the holiday section. What is your favorite holiday tradition?
You already know. It is getting up on Christmas Day, making my grandma's chocolate gravy and biscuits. Yes. It's a treat. And so we look forward to it all month. We're already talking about it.
Okay. Did you get any Little Debbie
of course.
Christmas trees?
Of course I did, girl. Of course. Okay. I hate to tell you, but I probably go through a box a week.
Well, I learned that there's only 5 in a box, right?
Right. That's right.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
It's not.
So
thank you for putting that into perspective for me, because that's a treat a day for the work week.
I got that from Jazzy. She told me that. I didn't know because I've never had one.
If I would have known you never had one, I would have brought one to you.
She sent me some.
Good.
I don't know. I need to check my mail because I don't know if they arrived yet. But she's definitely sent, because she said, "How have you never had a Big Deborah?"
You know what? Now that you're saying this, she texted me. She said, "Did you know?" And I was like, "No, I did not know." And I've already forgotten about it because I'm so focused on my Little Debbie's. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not spreading the word.
Big Deborah.
Well, report back. I can't wait.
I sure will. All right. Last question. Do you set New Year's resolutions? And if so, do you have a unique or interesting one you'd like to share for 2026?
Okay. I don't commit to setting some every year, but this year I actually do have a couple. I don't know if they're interesting, but I'm going to tell you about them. So one that's major important to me is saying no to standing fit. Okay. So I've gotten myself on some boards that I really enjoy volunteering for, but if I take a step back, it really doesn't fit where I am in my life and career right now. So I have to say no and make space for someone who probably is a better fit right now. Okay. So I have turned down one thing already, and I'm super proud of myself, but I have a couple more things I need to do. So we're not all the way there, but we're making progress. And then I think this one sounds really silly too, but I really want to lower my screen time. Obviously, I sit in front of a computer all day. I don't mean that. I mean scrolling the TikTok. I can, if I have a couple minutes before a meeting starts and I know I can't go do a task, I'll scroll and I'll be like, Kristina, this is not serving you and your goals. You're not gaining anything from this right now. But then when I'm done working for the day, I'll sit down on the couch and scroll.
Wait, is that Taylor Swift?
Oh, it is. It says, I don't know what it says. Have a Merry Swiftmas. I think I didn't wear this last year. I wore red because you keep telling me that red means you look good on camera.
I told you that?
Yeah, that a red top makes you look good on camera.
Yeah.
You read that somewhere and then it stuck with me.
Okay. But I'm sorry, but I just noted, you sat back and I just noticed that you have Taylor Swift on your sweatshirt.
And you just called me Taylor Swift last week, and I told you not to do that. That was 2 weeks ago. Oh gosh,
Yes.
anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but anyway, so overall, I want to reduce
Say
my
no.
screen time. Like,
Okay.
find a different hobby. Don't like, check social media. I'm glad to be connected to my friends that I don't live near. But we probably text more than we interact on social media.
Yes,
anyway.
we don't interact on social media. I rarely see you on social media.
I know. And so, because I'm scrolling, watching strangers and their drama on TikTok. That's why.
Well, okay, so I'm not gonna say I rarely interact because I send you things, like I send you reels, like I send you things, but like we don't talk about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's probably the extent of most of my interaction with my friends on social media. But I find that it's being too much of a time suck.
Yeah.
And we know it's not good for us to be glued to our phones all the time. So why at this big age am I still doing it? So I really want to bring that down.
All right. Well, I will do my part and I will send you less reels.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you're like me and you do not already, mute the group chats.
Oh, I do have one group chat muted, but y'all are not muted.
You're muted.
I can't believe you.
No. All of my group chats are muted so that I only look at them when I actually have the time. That's why you'll see I come to the conversation so much later.
I was going to say, I can tell that we're muted because you do what I do in the group chat that I have muted. Like you pop in, you catch up, respond, and you pop right back out.
Yes, because I know I will spend time doing this. So that's how I manage my screen time a little bit better. But I do think I need to stay off the internet, like specifically certain sites, not any like porn or anything. I don't have that.
I don't know when you said that was like.
No, like that's why I had to make that disclaimer. Like, you know, I need to stay off certain social media sites, reading things and arguing with people, like typing my response and then deleting it just to get it off my chest. Like I need to stop doing that. So I will commit to doing that as well. And like I said, to sending you less. So if you don't see me, don't think I blocked you or.
If you block me, I am coming to your house and we are having a conversation about it. Okay.
No,
that's not okay. But you've convinced me to mute all of the other group chats.
So. No, I'm just saying, like, okay, like the only people that can get in touch with me is my immediate family. Like, they can get over my do not disturb even. Like, they don't have to call me 3 times for do not disturb to go off. Like the first time. But yeah, no. Well, this has been amazing. Every time I talk to you, it's not the same hullabaloo. What's the word? Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo?
Hullabaloo? I don't know.
This is what I get for trying to use a word I don't even know.
I know. Somebody needs to tell us in the comments, though.
Someone will tell us. All right. So you always provide new insights. And I'm so happy that this year I gave you an opportunity to have new questions.
Yes. I thought the questions were great. I can't wait to see what everyone else says about them, too. Because
everyone else has different questions. Everyone has different questions.
Oh, everyone has different questions?
Because they're coming from different. It's not, I told you, it's not TA focused this year. Okay. It's not just TA. It's not just job seeker advice from TA. It's workplace wisdom.
You know what? I feel like that's a glow up. I feel like it's a little bit of a glow up. So I like it, but I was looking forward to other people's answers especially for the trend one, because I was like, dang, did we have a trend?
Everyone has a trend question, but it lends to their expertise.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everyone's answer is going to be AI.
No.
Oh, I'm not the first person, so.
You're not. Kate was the first person.
That's okay. She got to the Calendly link before me. That's all.
True. Well, I appreciate you. I thank you and thank all of you. Please come back for another episode of 12 Days of Workforce Wisdom. We're going to have more reflections, more realities, more resets from the leaders in workforce planning, recruiting, HR, legal, technology, even AI. Sorry.
I'll tune in.
Yes, and just being awesome. Like there might just be just a random awesome guest that could talk about what it's like to work. You never know.
Fantastic.
All right, see you next time.
Bye.